The first is that this is why in selecting a real estate agent or a real estate broker to sell a house in this situation, it's important that you choose someone that has some experience because I can tell you for a fact, I don't know if you know this, Keely, but around 75% of agents did not sell a house last year in the United States. Okay. The average agent's only selling 2 or 3 houses. So just having a real estate license in itself, yes, it gives you the permission, the
Ability,
legal
yeah.
ability to do brokerage services for money, but and represent other people in a real estate transaction. But I can tell you right now, like, someone who just got their real estate license, they're not going to know all these things that we're talking about. And this is just really one aspect of it. There are other things that come up with probate specifically. Just, one thing comes to mind. So for example, I had a situation once where this was actually kind of a very unusual situation. This happened in Austin and Travis County. Basically, my client gave me the letters of testamentary. It said independent executor. Now I have a little bit of a checklist that I go through to just as I'm doing my due diligence to prepare everything for the sale. I always look up the case on the portal, the legal portal, just to see kind of what's going on there. I just like to just look at it, and I noticed something. It said he was an administrator. It didn't say it wasn't independent executor. It
Mm.
was a completely different thing. Well, the reason why it was relevant was there was a deed of trust. There was a mortgage on the property, and there was a certain thing. Yeah, I don't want to go into it, but yeah, there's a certain thing that has to happen with that before you could sell it, and it had not happened. And so we were marketing the property, and I just pointed it out. I know, I'm not playing, attorney here. I just said, "Hey, look," I go, "Hey, this document doesn't match with what I'm seeing here. You should talk to your attorney." Well, the clerk they made a mistake. They printed out the wrong certificate. I don't know how they did it, but something wires got crossed or something. And just a little bit of knowledge can help you find, and that's a very unusual situation, but just a little bit of knowledge can go a long way in these situations because, for example, in this situation, I mean, we could have gone under contract with a buyer, the seller can't perform. Maybe they stick around for that transaction, but also it messes up a lot of things. For example, we don't want to put a house on the market and then pull it from the market to put it back on the market because
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that hurts the listing, right? Also, we don't want to have an angry buyer saying, well, I thought you said, there was no problem with this property. Yeah, you said it was improbated, but there's no problem. And now you're saying it's this, that. So there's all kinds of problems that can happen. So my point is that Keely is that I think there's a great benefit, just like there's a great benefit to choosing someone like yourself, someone who is very dedicated to probate law and has seen a lot of cases, a lot of situations, understands the court procedures for the probate court, understands what they really need to look for with their, when talking with their clients. I think the same thing is in real estate. Not all real estate agents are the same. Not all lawyers are the same, and so there's a really big benefit to having an agent that has some understanding, some knowledge, some context
Mm.
around probate.